So I made a terrible mistake of waking up and scrolling through Twitter just to, see what was going on. And then I saw a post from Pro Sofia Gaming, a retweet, saying something along the lines of people in the replies and the tweets of Toon Hive's tweet saying that SMG4 is ending today at noon is very mean-spirited and disrespectful. So I decided to go into the replies and the retweets to see if it was true, and it absolutely was true. It absolutely is true. And when I say that they're being mean and disrespectful, I say that very lightly. Because when someone decides to end something they love after like almost 15 years, what do? They say goodbye in a good way. Say you never liked the show or never understood it, but wish the creator well. Do you do either of those things? I saw some people compare SMG4 to Hitler. I'm not kidding when I say that. People were legitimately actually comparing SMG4 to Hitler. For what reason? Who knows? Not only that, but people are saying that they're glad this show is ending, and that people who are fans of SMG4 are terrible people. I even saw one person compare SMG4 and SMG4 fans to pedophiles, which what? Someone does someone decides to end something they've been enjoying for, like, again, almost 15 years to focus on and move on to other things. And then you decide to call not only the creator, but also the people who are fans of the creator pedophiles. What in your bright mind decided to make you think, yeah, this makes sense. I'm going to do this. This is right. This is true. This is 100% true. Like, how unhappy do you have to be with your own life that you have to compare people who do nothing wrong? Again, I can't speak for everybody, because, again, you never know. But let's just say, SMG4, which, as far as my knowledge goes, did, like, nothing wrong except make, like, one mistake a few years ago. But again, that happens. Like, humanity's not perfect. But how sad do you have to be with your own life that you have to compare people who do nothing, who very likely did nothing wrong, to quite possibly the worst kind of person on the planet that someone could be? What does that say about you as a person, Yeah. I mean, you never know. But at the same time, all Luke did with the SMG4 channel was do what he loved, you know? Like, it all started with him, like, doing stuff with Super Mario 64 and on an emulator, you know, and then mixing that with, like, stuff from Gmod, and then it turned into him, like, doing a self-insert character to accompany Mario, Luigi, and many others, and then it turned into this huge mega universe that at the time I personally loved. Yeah, again, once upon a time I was a Super SMG4 fan. You know, and that was back when the channel was Super Mario Glitchy 4. And then, you know, the name was shown to SMG4 and stuck. Again, I'm pretty sure I mentioned that I stopped watching like years ago because I outgrew the humor. Like, again, it wasn't bad. I just kind of outgrew it. As was, you know, I started making my own like videos and everything around that time as well, back in like 2016, 2017. Like, the last SMG4 video like I actually watched was Teletubby TV. I'm pretty sure that was uploaded in 2016. So that was almost a decade ago already. And that is crazy. Whew. Almost 10 years ago. But yeah. I started watching the SMG4 channel around 2012, 2013. I was in 7th grade. And I would watch those videos all the time. I loved them. I thought they were really funny. Again, I was like 13, 14 at the time. I watched those videos, so this is from a perspective of a 13, 14-year-old me. Genuinely, I enjoyed the videos. I watched them all the time. My favorite being, I think the title of the video is called 0% of Spaghetti. I remember that one being my absolute favorite. And again, just seeing that SMG4's ending earlier this month, and like, god damn, dude, where has the time gone? And then again, I scrolled through Twitter to see stuff like, see people being happy it's ending. Like, being just the most disrespectful, unlikable pieces of shit ever. For what? No reason. So yeah, when people say Twitter users are absolutely terrible, this is proof of that. Now, I'm not going to show any name. I'm not going to show any replies or anything like that because, one, I've already got too much to work on as it is, and two, I don't want people getting harassed because that's what they want. They want you to engage. Because then they'll say, oh, look at the SMG4 fan crowd. It's like, motherfucker, you are being an absolutely disrespectful piece of shit. what are you laughing about? And I did see that people were also sad that it was ending because, again, they grew up with it much like I did. And I, of course, did see people who were in like the middle ground saying, which are very few and far between, saying that they never understood what was so appealing about the videos, but did respect him for what he did because he did what he loved, you know? And then people saying that while they stopped watching a few years ago and don't like the newer stuff, that he has what he has now because of what he did in the early days of the channel. So, you know, it's one of those don't cry because it's over, be happy because it happened kind of things, you know? I think that's how the quote goes. But again, people who were like neutral about it were very few and far between. Most of the time it was just people just being the most unlikable piece of shit you've ever seen. And people are calling it like Gmod slop or saying, well, it's stealing Nintendo property. Are they really stealing it if they're doing their own thing for entertainment purposes? You know? That's basically like saying you live stream or do playthrough let's play videos of like a Nintendo game, you know? Like, are you technically stealing it since, you know, that's Nintendo stuff? And you're using it for your own purpose? Like, what's the thought process there? It's just, I know the answer. There is no thought process. They just wanted to be fucking, they just wanted to be assholes for literally zero reason. And that's sad because, like, imagine one day, like, I decide to, like, do something, start something new, start, like, making, like, a movie or something I wanted to make one day. Again, this is just an example. I don't really want to do this, but say I wanted to do that, right? Meaning, I would then have to stop working on videos for this channel in order to do that, right? That's what Luke is doing for Glitch Productions. He's ending SMG4 so he can focus on Glitch Productions. So imagine I did that, right? I don't want to, and unfortunately, I know it's going to happen one of these days where I am going to have to stop uploading. But I would honestly, you know, I would prefer be on my own terms rather than, you know, people like that just being absolutely unbearable. And trust me, I have had people like that in my comment section before. Chilling. But, yeah. It's like, imagine I tried doing that, right? I don't want to do that. I love making these videos. Like, granted, yes, the past couple weeks, I have been working myself to the bone to make sure all the footage I currently have gets uploaded before the year ends, so I could, you know, continue, like, so I could then work on other stuff. Like, yeah, that's been happening, but again, I love making these videos, so I'm willing to go through all that effort. And if I wanted to, for whatever reason, stop doing that to focus on trying something new? How is that bad? And yes, I did. And yes, there was people saying that as well, saying that ooh, he saw the Amazing Digital Circus money and decided to leave. Like, if that was the case, and then I saw someone reply, well, if that was the case, he would have left the second that started blowing up, which, yes, 100% true. If that was the case, obviously it wasn't. Because again, he's got like all kind, like its productions has like all kinds of stuff going on. So if he's only that was successful, he would want only that, and then when it became like really big, he would take that success, just vanish. He clearly didn't do that. Therefore, there was zero reason to think that way. It's just people hating for no reason. But yeah, it's really sad seeing people celebrate, SMG4 ending in a negative way, Again, there are people celebrating SMG4 ending in a good way, like I said. People saying that they watched as a kid, that they were happy they watched it, even though they don't watch it anymore. They were happy they were able to watch it, and all that. That I even saw one person say it helped, watching SMG4 videos helped them with life, which is something I can relate to. Not exactly with SMG4, but with like other things, In fact, that's why I started making videos. Because when I started making videos, like, I had an absolutely terrible life, and making videos helped me get through all that. And now here I am, talking about something like this. So not only is it disrespectful to... Not only are these people being disrespectful to Luke as a person and creator, fans of the SMG4 channel, but it also feels like a personal attack for me, Because, again, there's nothing wrong with wanting to stop doing things you enjoy to move on to other projects. There's zero things wrong with that. But people are just unhappy with their lives to the point to where they have to be happy and compare that this is happening, and again, call him and the fans pedophiles or fucking Hitler for whatever reason. Like, really? And normally I don't like saying this, but you remember when that one video I talked about the Toho fandom would... I saw people saying, well, free block list in the replies. Making fun of people saying that. I hate saying this. Because, I mean, depending on who you ask, it doesn't make me any better of a person than that they are. But if you're saying something like that about someone who did nothing wrong, literally just for no reason, then yeah, you kind of do deserve to be blocked. You absolutely do deserve to get blocked. Like, again, what in your life makes you made you so unhappy to where you have to do that just to feel better about yourself. Like, it's just sad seeing something like that happen because, again, Luke for the past 14, almost 15 years, made videos doing what he enjoyed. He loved playing Super Mario 64 as a kid, and he liked playing Gmod as well. So he kind of just took those two things, mixed them together, made an entire YouTube channel out of it, and loved doing every single bit of it. That's how YouTube should be. However, nowadays it's all about monetization and making sure your video doesn't get blocked and blah, 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 blah. Again, I personally speaking, I don't care about monetization. Because again, at the end of the day, if I cared that much about money, you know what I would do? Fill out a fucking job application. If I wanted money that bad, I'd fill out a fucking job application. Doing YouTube should not be about that. Making money. It should be about doing what you love and continuing to do that and aspire to move on to other things, you know? Not, oh, I want to make money, so I'll do YouTube because it's mostly easy money. It's like, and people are gonna say, "Well, this is a bad opinion," or no. Like, again, if you've been not just like making YouTube videos or watching YouTube for as long as I have. Because, let me tell you, I've been watching YouTube since the mid-2000s, back in the very early days of YouTube. The slogan for YouTube was, broadcast yourself. That's essentially what Luke did. He did what he loved. He made a lot of money from doing the videos. But at the end of the day, he didn't, as far as my knowledge goes, because again, I haven't really watched the videos in like almost a decade. He didn't care about the money. He was making the videos because it was what he enjoyed doing. That's what everybody on YouTube and as well as these other as well as these live stream websites should be doing this for. Not for monetary gain, but because they enjoy it. Again, if you want money that bad, fill out a job application. I'm sorry I don't like saying stuff like that. But, again, that's the truth. If you care about money that bad, go fill out a job application. Which I'm also fairly certain those people the people hating on SMG4 for literally zero reason need to do as well. And again, another thing I will say, I never would thought I would say, is I've had people tell me, well, you just don't like this creator because they're more successful than you. So you hate it because they're more successful than you. You're just jealous of their success. That is very fucking stupid to think. However, in a case like this, again, this is not easy for me to say, but in a case like this, I feel like that is true. because again, you never know if someone might be like a YouTuber or a streamer on Twitter, you know, and they're upset that they're more successful. That SMG4 was more successful than anything they could ever do. So they're like, "Oh, look at this guy. He's ending good. This channel's ending good. He should stay dead." Yeah, and yes, I did see someone saying, "Can this man just die?" Like, how unhappy do you have to be to want someone to die? Like, granted, I don't think they mean like die as in stop existing. I think they mean like die as in like cancel culture die, you know? It's just get off the internet. We don't want you here, you know, stuff like that. Which is probably what they mean. But again, that's still not something anybody should say to anyone. So it's like, why are people like this? Again, it's really just Twitter users being absolutely insufferable. And why do people have to be like that? It's just sad. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. I'm sorry I had to make this video. This is gonna make video number 4 today. But gonna be video number 3. Actually, no, it's gonna be video number 2 because, yeah, I just want to get this out there, get my thoughts out there on the SMG4 hate. It's absolutely terrible that what people are saying about him and all that. But yeah, I just had to let my thoughts out. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'd be willing to read them, and yeah, that's just really sad. Why do people have to be like that?